All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about Iain Valliere and how he chose to retire from bodybuilding at a really young age. I'm very glad to see that Iain's retiring. I think it's the best thing for him. Honestly, just watching him the past year, it did kind of seem like he wanted to step away. His mind was a little distant from bodybuilding, and just kind of the way he was uh, portraying himself on YouTube, he just kind of seemed like he had something in his mind that was telling him, I think it's time for me to retire. I think it's a good choice. Whenever there's steroids involved or any kind of PEDs or supplements, you're running a risk of, having some type of health issue. Me personally, when I was 30 years old to 31 years old, I did 2 cycles. Uh, I did a cycle of tren and test. I did 500 milligrams of test, and I was doing, I think it was 75 milligrams of tren every day. And I did the tren for 4 weeks, and I did the test for 12 weeks. And then my second cycle, I came off the first cycle with Novadex. I didn't have any symptoms. I had no acne. The only thing that I noticed on my first cycle was my blood pressure was higher than it should have been. My blood pressure is usually around 120 over 80, which is normal. And I noticed it went up to about 160 over 90, sometimes 145 over 95. So it was elevated. And also I noticed from gaining all the size and weight, when I would climb a flight of stairs, or if I was doing something cardiovascular wise, I noticed I would breathe heavy. I don't know if it was from the extra muscle. I wasn't on a proper diet at that time. I mean, I was in really good shape. I looked great. I weighed, I think, about 240 at the end of my first cycle. But I was eating pretty healthy, but I was having McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell, or sometimes we'd go out to eat, or cooking at home like nachos. So we would have those meals, which I regret doing. I wish I would have ate clean the whole time. But, you live and learn. Anyhow, so I did the first cycle. It was great. I honestly didn't feel anything till about the 3rd to 4th week. And then all of a sudden I was in the gym and I noticed my strength was through the roof. I went from benching max of about 365, maybe between 345 and 365 was my max before I started. And I think within that 3 to 4 weeks, when I really felt it kick in, I know one of the trainers was at Gold's with me, and I told him, come over here and give me a spot. And I was hitting 365, and I hit it 12 times. And then I hit 405 for, I think, 6 or 8 reps. I can't remember, but I just noticed an increase in strength. I felt phenomenal. I felt like I was unstoppable. My confidence was through the roof. It was fantastic. And, I see why people stay on steroids for, maybe their whole life, or even for 10, 20, 25 years. For me, yeah, it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I did that second cycle. I left the tren out. I didn't like the tren at all. I think it was what was making me feel overly aggressive. Couldn't sleep at night, waking up, not being able to breathe, plus, the tren cough. So on my second one, I just upped the dose of test to 750 per week and just ran test alone and came off again with the Novadex. I never had any sore nipples, like I said, any side effects, acne, anything like that. And but like I said, I felt fantastic. My weight was up. I did lean out on the second cycle. I went from 240 to about 214 pounds with about 15 to 17% body fat. I think I still have pictures of it. This was before phones were popular and even social media was around. Anyhow, that's kind of my story on my take on steroids. I've done them. I'm all natural since that year and even before. I didn't even think about taking steroids until I had seriously worked out and was in really good shape. And it was 7 or 8 years from being serious till I even decided to do them. As a kid, my aunt bought me a weight bench at 11 years old. So I've always been working out. I like to hit the speed bag. I like to do karate. I played soccer, football. I love playing basketball, just not very good at it. But I'm a sports guy. Working out's great. And like I said, I took it seriously for 7 or 8 years before I even got on a cycle. Now I'm all natural. My body fat right now is probably around 8 to 10%. And that's where I'm kind of going to keep it for now. I look really shredded. I'm happy with my weight. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm not getting dizzy. I'm not carb depleted. I've been doing a lot of fruits and meats, and I'll get into my diet in another episode so I can kind of go through my daily routine, what I eat, and what I supplement as far as vitamins and fiber, stuff like that. But back to Iain. I'm glad he retired. I wish more bodybuilders would, if you are going to do it till you're about 32 to 35, maybe even 37 at the max, but decide at that point that it's time to be done. I mean, with what we've got going on, what you're seeing in the on YouTube, in the news, I mean, it's just, I think to go beyond that point is really detrimental to your health. And also it depends on when you started, at what age. I know Larry Wheels, I think he said he started at 15 years old. So he got a really young start. But as you can see, he was a hyper responder. He responded well. He got big. I mean, look at his YouTube channel. Look at what he does. I mean, it's awesome stuff. Anyways, Iain, good luck to you. I know I told you that on your page on Instagram, and you responded back. I appreciate that. Also, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up as well. I just recently was driving home from work and found a pretty big stump in the road, so I picked it up and I'm going to try splitting it, and I'm going to film that for you, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can do it and don't fail. Like I said, these bodybuilders, we need to stop sooner than going later and having these problems. I mean, I see a lot of people with health problems, and I just hate to see it because I get close to these guys and I watch them, and they become my friends because, we're communicating through YouTube, and I feel like, oh, okay, now we're friends. And then to see these losses and how long I've been into bodybuilding. So, I started out with Arnold, Lee Haney, Franco Colombo, Mike Mincer. I mean, all these Marcus Rule, all these old school guys is where I started, just picking up a Flex magazine or a Muscle Mag and looking in there and saying, wow, look at these guys. I want to be just like this. But for me, I also knew that steroids were involved, and that for my mind, I want longevity, and I'd hate to do something to my body that would prevent me from living longer. Not saying I haven't done stuff that has affected my body. I have. But if you can consciously think about it and look at the future and the longevity of your life, you'll realize that, hey, maybe it's not worth it to be 269 pounds on stage shredded. Maybe it's worth it to cut back, maybe do a natural competition and pursue some other stuff. Everybody's good at more than one thing, so it's always other avenues that you can pursue. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Please like and subscribe. More to come. Comment. Let me know what you want to hear. Splitting the wood. I was going to do a truck pull, but that got X'd. So we're trying to figure something else out to do. I wanted to get you some exciting stuff, bring you some, just content you can enjoy and have fun with, relax, be positive. If you need any help, workout advice, tips, anything like that, just DM me. I'm easy. I'll try to help you the best I can, or we can get a program for you. I do personal training, so let's get this going. Like, subscribe, like I said, and we'll check you out on the next episode.